Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in today. Our event is was set up by Public Citizen, which is a national group, and they have done many of these events in the last few days, all commemorating the 2-year anniversary of the January 6th insurrection. And there have been rallies and both in-person and virtual events. But we are doing ours virtually, and it's a good thing because our very special speaker here, Ro Khanna, is in the car getting here, and we are very honored to have him. And so this should be very interesting. And he will probably, are you going to be staying in the car, Ro? Do you know?
Probably for some of it. Hopefully, my flight was canceled coming back from the Bay Area last night, and so I had to get on an early morning flight, and we have votes tonight. But I didn't want to miss this, so calling in on my way to the Capitol.
Okay, well, we're so glad you're here. Anyway, for everybody who's on the chat right now, we invite you to add your name and where you're from, so that we can kind of get an idea of where our audience is tuning in from. That would be nice. And if you have questions for Congressman Ro Khanna that we will be answering later in the program, go ahead and put those in the Q&A box so that we can answer as many of those as possible as time allows. I am just one of the co-hosts, and Kyoko, I think you can see her up there in the corner. She's doing our tech today, but I have known her since 2008 when we worked on OFA, Organizing for America, to help elect President Barack Obama. And she is one of these tireless workers in all kinds of activities. She's an activist, a community organizer, and right at this time, currently, she's working mainly with the Livermore Indivisibles, who are also co-sponsoring this today. Our other co-host that you're seeing over here is David Bonacorsi. David is a prominent attorney in our area, and he also served on the Fremont City Council. His area of expertise is constitutional law, so we are very happy that he's with us. I'm going to let him take over, so he will explain why we're here today, what we hope to accomplish, and all that. So anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. David?
Thank you. Well, Joanne, let me introduce you formally. Joanne Humberg from Public Citizen, who organized several of the meetings that we held around the January 6th hearings back in the fall. And she's to be committed for organizing, along with Kyoko, this event and inviting Congressman Khanna. I just have a few words, and I'll be happy and honored to introduce the congressman. Democracy is fragile. Democracy is precious. Democracy is never guaranteed. These are the lessons we learned 2 years ago on January 6th. Had it not been for the courage of the Capitol Police, members of Congress would have been killed and our constitutional order ruptured permanently. The bipartisan select committee to investigate the January 6th attack in the United States Capitol has shown that the former president and his MAGA allies planned, promoted, and paid for a criminal conspiracy to overturn an election they knew they'd lost. Last week, we witnessed the chaos conference that is known as the Republican Freedom Caucus hijack the election of the Speaker of the House and extract concessions, including placing insurrectionists as chairs and committee members on key committees to undermine efforts by the Department of Justice and the FBI investigating their own seditionist conduct into trying to overthrow a free and fair election. As Yale professor Timothy Snyder, who has written a seminal work on tyranny, has noted, the chaos and the clown show we witnessed just last week are the point. Drawing lessons from past and current efforts by fascist autocratic movements, Mr. Snyder noted that this clown show is an effort to undermine our collective faith in the democratic process. Yesterday in Brazil, we saw a Bolsonaro's inspired, if not instigated, repeat of the January 6th election, highlighting the fact that democracy is under siege not only here at home, but around the world. The bipartisan January 6th Select Committee has shown that Trump and his MAGA allies have planned and promoted for this criminal conspiracy. But the point here today is that we must be vigilant currently, and we have no better guest than our congressman from the 17th District, Congressman Khanna. Congressman Khanna was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in the year of our bicentennial in 1976. He received a Phi Beta Kappa with a Bachelor of Arts in Economics from the University of Chicago and received his law degree from Yale University. Representative Khanna's commitment to public service he attributes to his own grandfather, who was active in Gandhi's independence movement and who himself spent several years in jail promoting human rights. Congressman Khanna proudly represents California's 17th congressional district, located in the heart of Silicon Valley, which includes Fremont, San Jose, Newark, Milpitas, Santa Clara, Sunnyvale, and Cupertino. Congressman Khanna was among the members of Congress who convened on January 6, 2021 to certify the presidential election. He now continues to serve with 132 members of the Republican Conference who still voted to decertify the election after the insurrection on January 6th. We are honored to hear from you, Congressman, this afternoon as an eyewitness to this tragic day in our nation's history, and for you to answer the questions posed in the Q&A from our attendees today. Congressman Khanna.
Well, thank you, David, and thank you for your leadership for so many years in Fremont, in the Bay Area, on issues of the Constitution, on issues of civil rights, and your service to our community. We've been friends for many years. And Joan, thank you. I think we first met when President Obama was running it back in 2008, and what a historic campaign that was. And Kyoko, thank you as well for your role in that. OFA is the exact opposite of what we're talking about today. It was a movement to inspire the best of democracy as opposed to tear down democracy. I apologize for being in the car. I was hoping to be at the Cap